Joining us now with more, former Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe. Mr. Director, thank you very much for being here. So it's President's Day. He could have gone, I don't know, the Washington or Lincoln Memorial. You know, that'd be fitting on a President's Day. Instead, or East Palestine for people who are suffering. Instead, he's over in Ukraine, pledging even more for that effort there. Yet, we also, this is another aspect to this, too, Mr. Director. The Communist Chinese have just sent their foreign minister at the same time to Moscow. So as we spend more in Ukraine, China and Russia seem to be getting closer.
Well, Pete, you know, even if you, look at how badly the Biden administration has mismanaged Ukraine up to this point, a war that many of us believe a strong president could have avoided. We believe that,
yes,
it was Biden's weakness in Afghanistan that prompted Putin to move on Ukraine in the first place. Even if you set that aside, if you set aside that on the second day of the Russian invasion, Biden essentially wanted to surrender Ukraine. Remember, he offered Zelensky a ride out of the country. If you set that aside and you set aside that for the past year, no matter whether we're talking about Stinger missiles or javelins or anti-artillery or tanks, the Biden administration in delivering support has been slow and late and indecisive. Even when you set all of that aside, Pete, it's just hard to fathom what a blunder this was, that this national security team would send him 5,000 miles away to Ukraine when they haven't sent him 250 miles away to East Palestine. For him to go and talk about Ukrainian, not just providing weapons, Pete, but talking about welfare and Ukraine pensions and support to the Ukrainian people when there's a train derailment and an environmental disaster. This truly is a Ukraine first, Ohio last policy. And you're right. At the same while, this only encourages and emboldens China to help Russia and for them to work together in what has been and will continue to be, a multi-directional assault on American supremacy that they have done for the last 2 years, and we can expect to continue for the next 2 years.
You talked about Vladimir Putin's calculation as it pertained to Ukraine, and I think you're right about that. They smelled weakness, they smelled an opportunity, and they went for it, just like they did under Obama. But when it comes to the Communist Chinese, what is their calculation in their involvement in Ukraine, and how much does it have to do with their view of Washington? Hey, we can get away with this and at the same time weaken America.
Well, everyone saw what happened in Afghanistan, Pete. China certainly did. But make no mistake, Pete, China has been involved in Ukraine since day one. The day that China said, we'll take from Russia all of the oil and gas that you want to sell us, they essentially said to Vladimir Putin, we'll fund your war against Ukraine. So, now that they're talking about, getting more directly involved with weapons and ammunition, I mean, it's really, it's not a whole lot different from what they've already been doing. In fact, I suspect that they've been providing lethal aid already through the Wagner Group, providing drones and other things. So they're going to continue to support Russia against, to work with Russia against us because there are no consequences, Pete. That's the calculation. 1 million Americans died from a virus that they haven't been confronted about. 100,000 Americans have died from fentanyl that they haven't been confronted about. A spy balloon just flew over our whole country, and not only did we not get an apology, they've essentially demanded an apology from us while we return their spy craft to them. No offense is too great. They've been able to get away with everything with this administration. And why wouldn't they see this as a window of opportunity? I hate to say it, Pete, but the fear of many of us is that they see a 2-year window of opportunity for continued aggression that may not exist after 2 more years.
Yeah, continue to gather intelligence, continue to pump people and deadly drugs across our southern border while working with the cartels, and continue to poison the minds of our kids through TikTok.
Militarily, Pete, that's the concern, is that they'll move militarily on Taiwan while there's a window of opportunity, and essentially, we've given no indications that they're ever going to be considered by the Biden administration anything but a friendly competitor, because that's what we keep telling them. No matter what offense they commit, no matter what aggression against our country and our citizens, they just keep getting away with it.
Yeah. Well, we hold hands with Ukraine as if that is the largest strategic imperative on planet Earth right now. Well, next to climate change, too. Director Ratcliffe, thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.